Hi, this is Dr. Franz, and welcome to another Common Sense Minute. Today's topic is breastfeeding. Now, if you're already breastfeeding, that's great. Maybe these tips will help you, but if you're a new mom, first baby, even second baby, this is information that will help you if you don't already know it. And I learned this from a lactation specialist years ago. It makes such a difference. When your baby's born, as soon as you can breastfeed, do so. To bring your milk in quickly, like within 24 hours, not 3 days, breastfeed every 30 to 60 minutes for 1 to 2 minutes. The short, frequent suckling brings the milk in faster, like at 24 hours. You don't get engorged, you don't get cracked and bleeding nipples, and your frustration and all of that is way reduced. Now, you can increase your milk supply once it's in with either mother's milk tea or a homeopathic remedy called Ricinus, R-I-C-I-N-U-S. And you want the blue tube that says 6C on it. That strength increases milk supply. Higher numbers, 15, 30, 200, decrease it, the opposite of what we want. The second tip is coming from traditional Chinese medicine. And in Chinese medicine, emotions are very important, and we don't want expectant mothers to be unhappy, worried, because it affects the baby. Hello? If you're very stressed, there's a whole lot of epinephrine outpouring, a lot of sympathetic stimulation, which can make for a very active and even unhappy baby. Studies in the past have shown that moms who are severely stressed during pregnancy have a higher incidence of having a colicky infant. So, strong emotions like worry, anger, frustration, or resentment can cause stagnation of the liver qi, or liver energy. Now, the liver meridian in Chinese medicine influences the breast and controls the nipple. So, stagnant energy, stagnant qi, obstructs the smooth flow of milk, which is, again, the opposite of what we want. Now, if qi is blocked or stagnant, what happens to mom? She's unhappy, she's grumpy, she's irritable, she's got, swollen breast, distended belly, abdominal pain. So we obviously want the maximum potential happy experience. Now, our third component deals with the lymph system. Now, the lymph system is part of the immune system, and I always think of it as that gentle system, because when you're doing lymph massage, it is just so gentle. It's like, oh my God, that feels so good. And it just helps the flow of the lymph. What does lymph do in the body? Well, the channels go around and they collect waste and and fluid from the tissues and then put it back into the bloodstream. So it helps keep the fluid balance in the body, but it's also collecting waste, which again, dumped into the bloodstream, can be excreted through the urinary system or the digestive system. Now, another thing that it does is the lymph has lymphocytes in it, so it helps protect against invaders like bacteria and viruses, and it will destroy them. Okay, so it's a very useful system. Hello, we're talking about breastfeeding, and the breasts obviously have lymph channels in them, and we know that a lot of things are excreted through breast milk. I mean, that's why there's certain drugs you can't take while breastfeeding. We know antibiotics go through. So as the lymph system is collecting toxins, or if you're even eating things that, create free radicals, toxins, all right, we don't want all of that going into the baby for the baby to have to process. So the tip is really simple. When you breastfeed, you obviously start on one side, let the other side leak, right? It's leaking clear fluid, which is the lymph and the toxins draining out. And as that happens, well, it's beneficial. Then when you're done with one breast, you wait 5 minutes before you start on the other to allow all that stuff to come out. And bam, we have pure milk and a better breastfeeding session. Now, the last thing is giving babies water. Everybody says it's an old wives' tale. Actually, it's not, all right? Your grandmother, great-grandmother, every woman before gave infants water. They know they need the free water. They don't need it in solution. In breast milk, it's in solution. Yes, there's water in breast milk, but it's in solution. They need the free water, and it needs to be distilled for the best bioavailability. Now, what are the benefits of that? Ooh, huge. If you start your brand new baby on just a little bit of water, half the body weight in ounces a day, which means little bits throughout the day, it's a 24-hour period, then it helps flush the meconium faster, and it always flushes toxins from all of us, okay? We should be drinking half our body weight in ounces of water a day, and it keeps the cells hydrated. There was a book written, segue, sidebar here, years ago by a doctor who said that allergies could be basically eliminated with just drinking water. And I'm like, wow. So anyway, giving babies water is helpful. Now, we started doing that in our practice many years ago, and I didn't believe it at first either. I was just like, no, we're taught they don't need it. Well, we're wrong. And when we started it in our practice, we noticed that the incidence of newborn jaundice dropped like 98%. We have not had to admit anybody with jaundice or do home phototherapy in years when they give their babies water and can take them outside on a nice day for just 5 minutes at a time, naked except for a diaper, to allow the sun to do its work. And we only do 5 minutes so they don't get burned. These are facts. These are things we've been using in our practice, and they work. I hope these tips are helpful to you. So to recap, when you have your baby, to bring milk in, breastfeed every 30 minutes to an hour for 1 to 2 minutes. Once your milk is in, then you breastfeed on one side, let the other side leak, wait 5 minutes between each breast to feed. This helps toxins leak out, gives more prime milk. You can increase the milk supply with mother's milk tea or homeopathic Ricinus 6C. And everybody needs water, including your baby. Half their body weight in ounces of distilled water in a 24-hour period, divided in little amounts throughout the day. So, have a great day, and thanks for listening.